Hi guys, and welcome back to the Birmingham Fan TV podcast episode. I don't know what episode this is. Should we make one up?
You deleted the last one, so
17,
it could be
18,
anything.
19,
15.
We're on something stupid like that. We'll go with 15. Pretty sure it
I
is.
think it is 15.
It's professionalism I love about this show.
Yeah, it's all planned out in advance.
It's a strong number.
Usually I make like a big plan, but I was at a new job today, so I can't doss around anymore. Like the dossing's gone. I think we haven't talked about my new job, but it's not important anymore. It's fine. Nobody can.
Been here for an hour.
A day in, and he's not important anymore.
What's your new job, Jimbo?
I don't really care much.
I can't explain it in enough time, so we're gonna gloss over that one. But I apologise.
We'll do another podcast for that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's later one coming out last week. Jimbo's job.
Yeah.
Apologies, for no podcast last week before, or the week before that. It's been about 3 weeks now since the last one, and
Whose fault was it, Jim?
your fault. Wesley's fault. Yeah, Wes was on it and messed up the audio, which was due to go out 2 weeks ago.
To be fair, it was a really, really, really good podcast, but it wasn't perfect, so we didn't want to put it out because it wasn't perfect.
Whereas this one,
Because all of the 15 have been spot on, but I think don't they?
Yes.
Yes.
But
This one will at least have perfect teeth. You know.
there it is. You brought it out. Yeah. So obviously there's a lot to cover in 3 weeks, so we're going to do a slightly longer version tonight. Not the 45 minutes we usually ramble on about, and everybody goes, "Why are they not longer?" And I say, "Because I don't."
Nobody has ever said why they're not longer. Shorter, they've said that a lot.
No, you're the only one that wants them shorter. Lee, Chris' good friend Lee wants them longer.
if Lee wants them longer, he can get them longer.
Oh
More than happy.
Sounds like a creepy chat line.
Does a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
I'm trying to think. Where do we start? Obviously, you can see there's a bigger group tonight, though. It's 5 of us. This is going to be more of a regular thing where there's going to be more of us. Probably won't be 5, but...
Unless every single comment is, we hate Chris, we hate Chris, we hate Chris, in which case...
Chris.
I'll be used
Mark
to
says
it.
we
I'm
hate Mark.
more than used to it, yeah, so...
Yeah.
Mr. Fun.
Yeah.
Mr. Fun's back. But yeah.
It's my pre-season friendly for next week.
Preparing for the big game.
Yeah.
I thought
TTS were back on Monday, but I missed it. But I thought they were back on yesterday.
Nah, next week.
Next week.
Next Monday.
Tilton Talk Show.
7:30 till 9.
you know where to be.
Proper podcast.
I feel hurt by that comment.
It's true though, to be fair.
It does. So,
What's the thing you last spoke about?
the last thing we spoke about was it me and Mark or me and you on the last one? It was me and you on the last one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We spoke about...
Has it been that long?
It's been that long. Adams has gone... We just glossed over that. Adams gone... Monk buggered off.
Yeah.
Pep's going to install a new
overview,
philosophy, yeah? I'm trying to think now. We'll start out with the complete change in philosophy. How many players have gone? Morrison's gone. Adams has gone.
Since that,
Arthur's gone. Yeah, since our last one. I think that's the best place to kick it off. You're going to be the best man to talk. So, outrageous statement. Morrow gone. A lot of the players that were, let's say, of a lesser technical ability are looking like their chances are slim. Even though David Davis still manages to hold his place, which is
What's that
which
shirt?
is
behind
great.
you?
Thanks for the
Proud
shirt,
now,
mate. Yeah, I am.
Mug him off.
I think the question to start is this going to be too quick a transition for Blues? Because, captain goes not for the fact that we didn't want him, but we didn't want his style of football. Because obviously he's a very one-dimensional player.
I'll be honest. In terms of expectation, I don't really know where I'm at with it. Because I feel like there's a few good young talents that have stepped up in pre-season. The likes of obviously Seddon impressed in League 2 and League 1 last season. Jude's made a name for himself already, but I think it's too early of a step for him at this time.
Yeah.
I think we're like 3 or 4 signings away from being in a comfortable position, really.
Yeah.
But
I'd agree with that, to be honest. I think me and you spoke a few times and we've said that we're still lacking. We brought in Crowley, who we've been asked to talk about, so we'll talk about that one a little bit later.
Commentary messer.
The Coventry Messi, yeah,
He's so good.
he does look good, but we'll gloss over that one in a bit.
I was being-
It's
I was joking.
he could be sarcastic about Messi if we signed him, but you know,
I'm more
Um,
Ronaldo person.
Good girl.
I don't know. I think we're 3 or 4 short, but I think it's where we put those 3 or 4 in.
End of last season, we were already 3 or 4 short. Since that, we've got rid of Adams, Morrow, Jota, etc.
A few dribs and drabs.
Dribs
here,
and drabs.
Mahoney's gone back.
Mahoney, yeah. So we were already short. Now we are midget.
And so
Short
say
in terms
that
of
word?
short in terms of what?
Dwarf.
wow.
Back up,
'Cause
I would
We're
say.
not, we don't even
You
have.
said at the start where are our expectations?
Yeah.
So all I'd say at the moment is obviously definitely would like to see some players coming through the door still.
Yeah.
But in terms of being short for promotion playoffs, certainly. You've got Adams and Hotter gone. There's nearly 30 goals and plus 10 assists gone out the side. So that's something you need to look at. But in terms of staying in the division, I don't know. I don't see a side. I don't see a squad there that would be looking down the barrel.
No.
Even now at the moment. I don't know.
Is that an aspiration though? If you think of this, of last before this all kicked off and Dong went, bit of banter, you're sacked. Let's see what happens here. We were all thinking, you know what? If Monk buys well, we could push for playoffs. Now we're thinking if Pep buys well, we might not go down. It's a bit different to what we were hoping.
Yeah.
So it seems like he's got rid of Monk, rightly or wrongly, possibly rightly. Adams has gone for a bag of Watsits.
I like Watsons.
Haven't they?
I had them for lunch.
They're ginger like me.
God, it's got to make that. Yeah.
But we've all accepted that, oh well, this is Blues. And now we're saying, yeah, well, if we stay up, that'll be... I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Whereas a few months ago, we were thinking we could actually go up here.
I think the biggest worry lies with last season. It was a case of we have a starting 11. We have a starting 11 that's good enough to finish a good mid-table position. Maybe push higher if we have some good results.
Where would we have finished if we didn't have that 9 points?
I think it was like 13th,
I think it was a huge amount of places higher.
like 3 or 4 higher. But then we
did drop
tailed off
towards
as
the end
well.
of the
Yeah,
season, which didn't help.
yeah. And I think we'd have probably had a bit more momentum. We'd have probably finished 11th maybe. So the team we had last season was good enough for a good top half finish. But we always said if we get an injury, Shea, one of the central midfielders, which Clifton Bell did, or a centre back, we were in trouble. The case this season is we don't even have a good enough starting 11. I think that's where we've got an okay starting 11. I don't think we'll go down personally.
Did you think we had a really good starting 11 last year though?
It was solid. It was it's debatable whether it was good. Was it good enough for promotion? No. Was it good enough for top half? Of course.
Did we overachieve last season?
Massively.
Or did we underestimate ourselves?
We overachieved massively,
It's hard to say.
in my opinion.
IMO.
Because as much as we tried to ship out all that so-called dead wood, the core of the team was still the same.
The troublemakers who are now
Who are back. So maybe they're not troublemakers after all.
So we don't know what's going on. There's
That's a bold
I was
statement,
gonna
Miss
say,
Drakely.
That's a strong statement.
Welcome back.
Oh, it's quite exciting actually. It's like we're going into uncharted waters. Like Pep's first full season as a manager for a big club. Can we just remind everyone? And
Where was he at before?
Oxford.
Oxford.
One of
Big
them.
club.
Big uni. That's it.
Great uni.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's. I really don't know what to expect.
James has been on holiday. If he wants one.
We're twinning it. It's that hot outside. We've got to have these like huge glasses of water because it's ridiculous. I don't know. Yeah,
It's a fair point. If Christopher Columbus would have been happy exploring his garden, we wouldn't have got America, would we? So,
No, sure.
That's
a fair point.
Yeah.
It's one way of looking at it, but yeah.
Nice little tie into New York there. We
Yeah.
stayed
Can't
on
argue with that,
Columbus
can
Square.
But
That's for another podcast.
Just another
But the
one.
point is, teams who stand still invariably start to fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
Because everybody else starts to develop. Now you start to develop your style. You change your way. You can go two ways about it. You can do what Stoke did when they tried to reinvent the wheel, change their style, and couldn't do it. Spent a lot of players on players that didn't suit the area or whatever, and they ended up going down. But you could do what Norwich would do. Norwich were going nowhere.
Yeah, don't start.
No, but
I'm not.
it's a sort of one-off case, but then again, it isn't in another way, because it's happened on lots of occasions. Brighton as well.
How did Bournemouth do
another
it?
one.
Did they go?
Yeah,
same
but
sort of-
I mean, Bournemouth got Eddie Howe back, and just
They do it.
the way that Eddie Howe wanted them to play,
Yeah.
and it got them through the round. I mean, there's an example. Bournemouth is just an example of how ridiculous momentum is in football. They've been riding the crest of momentum for 10 years now, and it just has not stopped.
You've got to take like 80% of the credit there, though.
Yeah,
Wow,
ridiculously.
he's ridiculous amount.
Yeah,
He's that good of a
100%,
manager though, as well.
Yeah, and he's still got players that were with him in League One,
Yeah.
playing in the Premier League. So fair play to him. But there is that. You can stand still. You can keep a manager, not just going, but you can keep a manager for 4 years. You can keep the core of the squad for 4 years, and you can end up doing what Ipswich have done, and drop playoffs mid-table, midway through the bottom half of the table, and then inevitably, when everybody else is changing and developing and getting better, you do end up getting dragged into a relegation battle.
Yeah.
And this is one of those moments. It feels pivotal. Which way will it go?
Yeah.
We start well, and the crowd will start getting behind Pep and the team, and it'll give Pep confidence. It'll give the players confidence. If you start badly, then the crowd will get on your back, and the players will start doubting the manager and their system. And
that's the one thing I hope, if it does go wrong, people don't direct hate at Pep.
Yeah.
Partly because he was kind of thrown into it and rock and hard place, and partly because he sent me a very nice message after the birth of my daughter.
Did he?
Did I not tell you that?
No.
I'm sure I showed you that.
He's shown you that, Emma.
I have shown.
Not shown.
Of all the things I've shown you, I've shown
Yeah.
you that. No, he did. He a very, very nice, unprovoked message. that he
That's
sent.
so cute.
He comes across as a very genuine, nice geezer.
Our mate met him on a flight yesterday, didn't he?
On his way. Was it?
Yes, I saw that.
On the
yeah.
way.
Yeah. Something like
Yeah.
that. Or something. He was on his way back.
So if it does go tits up, I hope he's not
Hounded.
the next Zola, basically. And,
Yeah.
and just hound. Because
I felt bad.
the same with Zola. I felt
Zola.
bad for Zola.
And
He took a job and
Yeah.
didn't do very well, but
Yeah.
he did the job he was asked to do.
Yeah.
And just poorly.
stark comparison between Zola and Cottrell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zola slightly out of his depth.
Yeah.
Slightly naive to think he could do what he wanted to with those players, and he weren't willing to change his style, to change his philosophy. Whether that was the board telling him that he wasn't allowed to
I
or
wouldn't be
whatnot,
surprised if he
don't
was.
know. But so it was right for him to go. But there's sort of no hard feelings, whereas
Where's Cottrell?
other managers.
We spoke about it yesterday.
Yeah.
We won't repeat the words that were said, but look, it's going to be a pivotal. I think it's been a pivotal pre-season itself. I've actually been rather impressed, to be honest, with the pre-season. I think the prep's been pretty good. Like, I think what's impressed me is the philosophy. We're really drilling it into them. I think we're really trying to hit it hard, and I get it because obviously some of the words that were said when Monk was sacked, that You know, we want to change the way the club operates. We're sick of being this scrappy, defensive-minded team that's
Come on,
just
Davis,
solid.
go play football.
Yeah, I was going to say go play football, Davis. But that's what I mean. That's the only worry for me is, are we doing this transition too quick? I understand making the first team and the youth teams and all that play the same system, same way, but it's hard to make, you know, something out of a garbage.
I like what they're trying to do, and I understand what they're
Polish
trying
a
to do.
turd is what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to David Davis, is he a championship midfielder? Possibly,
Yeah.
but he's not a footballing championship midfielder. He's a scrappy.
You can have Davis in the team, or you can have Keith Bone in the team. I don't think you can have them together because they're essentially the same
not.
headless chicken.
Definitely not.
It's just not going to work. But I like the idea.
If you played the way we did last season,
What, kick crap out of...
then you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
Because-
crap out of the other.
Because there was no need for a midfield the way that we played. You know, it was we'll let them have the ball until they give it away, and then we get it to our wide men or our strikers as soon as possible. There was effectively no need for those midfielders to touch the ball unless they were making a tackle. You know, so and if you've got Davis and Kifton Bell alongside, then that's fine.
Yeah.
If that's the way you want to go about it.
That's what worries me is you're fine. You put a ball-winning midfielder in there, Kifton Bale Davis, but I don't think Gary Gardner is that good on the ball. Do I like having Gardner in the squad? Yes, of course I do. Did I want him back? Yes. Obviously, I didn't want to pay huge amounts for him, but we need a better ball-playing midfielder. Watched us on Saturday, and we didn't have someone that was cutting the lines as well as you'd like, as well as he'd like. He said that after the.
Yeah, passing
Professional
professional term.
Cutting the lines.
Ain't got a clue.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, right,
Yeah,
Des
no
line
more
them.
than
Do
us,
your
don't
research.
they?
Yeah.
Research.
Your match of the day, the
You
weekend.
know you were coming
Cutting the
up.
lines.
And I don't know.
It's the groundsman's job, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We were linked with that Croatian lad. Again, I'm not going to say I know huge amounts about him, but that's the calibre of play we were looking at. We need somebody that can play a little bit better in the midfield. I think. Wow, I don't know who. I couldn't give you a name off the top of my head, but the calibre of player. Yeah, go on.
Josh McEachran's still available.
Well, that's
right.
I heard somebody say we inquired about him this morning.
Yeah, but that's just.
I think that's rubbish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally,
nonsense.
I don't think he's not proven enough. You know, neither Crowley and Salter Clark, who apparently is coming in, but
I see
he's
a
26.
lot. I see that's the only difference. I see a lot of similarities between McEachran and Crowley. You know, two kids that as kids were gonna, newspapers did it all the time after World Cups and Euros, didn't know who's going to be in the next World Cup 4 years down the line, and those two were always because they were at Arsenal and Chelsea more than their actual ability. Were names that were going to be in squads and have found themselves, partly their own fault. So, partly, I'm sure they've had a bit of bad luck along the way as well, but out of favour, in the footballing wilderness, if you like. Yeah. Brentford as a football wilderness, but you've got a free, no transfer fee there. No. Offer him wages that I can't imagine you would have been on stacks at Brentford, because that's not the way they go about things, is it? So
I think it was on like 16 grand a week or 18.
Was it?
He wasn't even that much.
yeah.
How much?
Yeah, like 18.
Yeah. So you're less than, if you offer him 20 grand a week, that's an improvement on what he was. I'm sure there's other teams who would be interested in a player like McEachran, but
Yeah, sure.
but yeah, just trying to develop the players you've got. I mean, I was there on Saturday at Bristol, and Davis, I felt for him in a way, because every time he tried, he's trying to do. Yeah. He's trying to change the way he plays. He's trying to do the things that he's being asked of. How old is David Davis?
27.
Is he that young still?
Yeah, he's not very old.
Okay.
He's not
I
old.
thought he was older than that.
He might even be younger than that. I think he might be 26.
Anyway,
I almost feel like he hears the groans. Like, I feel like he senses them. Like when the balls approach him, I feel like he knows that he's being scrutinised before he's touched the ball. sometimes rightly so, because I think for the goal, I sent you two the GIF like instantly the first highlight of Blues. Throwing comes in and he just half hits a pass. Yeah. It makes it nowhere. They run on and score, but that's what I mean. You've got to be better than that. If you're gonna do it, fine. But he's not going. He's not being assertive with his passing. He's not. Can he play? Probably can, because he's being paid to play, and he passes the ball 1,000 times a day, probably in training. But for me, he needs to relax as well. Like
confidence thing.
Yeah, I don't think he's very confident. Yeah.
And that's another thing. So if I'm playing devil's advocate again, which I like to do, I'm fond of doing it. I'm fond of being the advocate of the devil. If you've got your manager last season, as much as he got it, I can't have a go at him, because ultimately we had a decent season under him, right? So I'm not going to have a go at him from a footballing perspective. But if you're any of our central midfielders, and you know that the way we're set up to play is because your manager doesn't believe in you on the ball. Now, I'm not saying a little bit of belief makes David Davis Iniesta, but what I'm saying is if you keep working with David Davis, if you keep working with Kiftabel, if you keep working with Gary Gardner on your ability on the ball, then maybe they do get a bit better. And if you've got someone like Crowley alongside, on Saturday I thought Odin Bailey, only a young kid, I'm not saying play him every game, but he was confident on the ball. So there's options there, and actually I'm a little bit happier, more than happy for the management and the coaching staff to actually say, have a bit of faith in David Davis, have a bit of faith in Kiftabel when he comes back, and say, listen, we'll work with you and you become the player that we want you to be in this midfield.
My only concern with all this is we were doing well under Rowett, then we got rid of him and we brought in Zola and we said, right, we're going to change everything, and then we went down and down. Then we brought in Cottrell and said, no, whatever Zola was doing, keep doing that, but do it better. And we went down and down and down. Then Monk came in and they kind of said, Monk, just win some games. We started going up. We now got rid of Monk and gone, Pep, remember what Zola and Cottrell were doing? Do that. So are we just going to slip right down again?
I think they
only got a pre-season.
That
is the difference.
That both of those came in partway through a season with nothing that they could do with the squad.
However, Redknapp had a pre-season. And Cottrell was with him. And also, I personally think pre-seasons mean Jaquob.
Yeah, you never believe in pre-season.
I believe in the pre-season.
My issue with the Redknapp thing is I don't think he was given enough time.
Redknapp was never interested.
No, of course.
Trust me, fam. Bruv, listen to me when I say, man was not interested.
I'm not doubting he wasn't. We still live in Bournemouth, for Christ's sake. If he really cared, he'd come up here. Sandbanks.
He was on TalkSport every single time a management position came up, going, yeah, I'll have a go, I'll do that, rah. We were the first ones to go on then, have a go. He didn't really care, he was just saying yes to anyone who offered.
He should have walked off Ashton Gate back to Sandbanks into the sunset with that blue scarf around his neck.
I think we were a bit
and left it there.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, fair point. So pre-season starts, and obviously he talks about this change in philosophy, talks about changing in everything that we're going to do from top to bottom. Says, youth are going to have their chance. Mark's going to drink some water. So he plays a 3 at the back. We're going to go with this 3 at the back again. We're going to try it. For me, and again it ties into the transfers, we don't have enough depth to play at the minute. Obviously we do, because we do have 3 centre-backs, but across the season we need another centre-back. Or no, we need one more, I think.
I'd say one more.
I don't know. Obviously, have you been watching the games?
I think, one definitely.
Yeah.
Like to have 2. One game. Yeah.
For assurance, yeah.
One injury.
We've got 2 natural centre backs in Harley Dean and Mark Roberts. For me, I'll make the statement now, regardless of who we sign as a centre back, because we're going to sign one more. It's inevitable. Mark Roberts will be the best centre back we get this season, without a doubt. I've watched him throughout pre-season. He's been one of our best players. I watched him the back end of the last 2 games of the season. He was the best player at Reading. And I think he's a really, really good footballer. Confidence was shot.
I don't want his missus to have a go at me on Twitter, so I completely agree with that statement.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you're targeted. And I wasn't paid to say this or anything like that.
You know, I've always liked Mark Roberts. Always liked Mark Roberts.
And me.
You're not going to watch it, Mark. Don't worry. Drop it.
Well,
In fairness, I do agree. Joking aside, I do agree.
He was hounded so much, and I don't think it was.
He was a scapegoat, wasn't he?
He was.
In a team full of scapegoats, him and Stockdale were high up on that list.
He's a scapegoat.
Yeah, there's a reason.
I thought it was exceptional at Barnsley as well.
Yeah,
which is why we paid the money for it.
He was probably the best centre half I saw at Blues. The greatest of all time. No, that season before he joined, when he was at Barnsley, they came to us. We were in the same division. I'm sure we were. So I remember seeing him when he come down, and he was, so composed. Yeah. He looked like such a rock at the back.
He scored, didn't he? Did he score? Yes, he did, didn't he? As well. I think he scored.
Yes, I think he did. Yeah.
He's a guy who must have had his confidence ripped to bits because he's gone from captain of Barnsley to our bench. Then he finally gets his chance last season, gets injured straight away.
Yeah. It was so
poor
sad.
Guy, when Morrow left, he was pushing his car down the road, just throwing his boots after him.
Michael Morrison's rummaging around the train. He wants to see a pen, so I can sign this contract. No.
It's just over by the shredder like that.
No,
I ain't seen your contract, mate.
Mark's boots kind of like leaking pens. It's like a box of pens falling out. No, mate, it's in
Put his trousers way down.
Mark Roberto Carlos.
Roberto Marcos.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
Roberto Marcos.
I'm trademarking that.
Stop making him laugh.
The other thing about Roberts, obviously, is his injuries. He's been in and out of the side. With different managers picking him and then not picking him. But also, especially last season, he had an extended spell out with an injury, didn't he? And then he came back for one game, I think, and looked rusty. Yeah. And then got injured again. Came back for the Wigan game at home. I think that was his first game back for a while. And he looked rusty-ish, but not woeful. And then, like you say, he put in a very good performance at Reading on the last day of the season. So, I think a regular run in the side again. Head coach, caretaker, permanent head coach that believes in him and says, "You're
have temporary positions now. Is he
temporary, permanent centre half?"
All I know is I've got a temporary £60 waiting to be claimed.
And me.
Yeah,
I can't wait for November.
We all put me on that.
I really need.
A Christmas party.
I really need you to start well, Pep. By the way,
please,
please don't go after within 10 games. For God's sake.
We'll put money on Pep being appointed the permanent manager, but they're not paying out because he hasn't got the official title.
It's not permanent manager.
I know.
Yeah, 888 Sport.
Yeah, and Sky Sports.
Sky Bet.
Oh yeah, Sky Bet.
Ball Sport for the win.
I blame.
Woo!
Who am I blaming? Responsibly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
very important.
Talking of that, completely changed subject. How awesome is what Paddy Power are doing with the kits?
Oh yeah,
taking the sponsors off.
I love it. Motherwell, they've just done with Motherwell as well.
New Paws.
I would have went with black shorts rather than the orange.
Yeah, it looked a bit weird, orange and orange, didn't it? Yeah, you're all right. We're going to call Jaquob Mr. Perfection. Mr. Perfect.
There we go.
Just sit there and have perfect teeth.
Just look beautiful. That's why we want you.
But it is awesome though, taking the sponsor. I wish more clubs would just.
Didn't we have that our Europa League season?
Wasn't it
for a spell?
No one sponsored
because nobody wanted to sponsor us, and I didn't like it.
Oh, it was a rational
FX, wasn't it?
I didn't like it.
Great season.
It looked better with the sponsor.
Agreed.
Some kits look better with a sponsor.
I agree. Modern ones do.
I don't like a shirt without a sponsor.
It's the sponsor on that shirt there.
It's irrelevant. It's an international shirt, and there's a number there.
That's different.
There's a number there. There's a focal point on the front. You're damn right. A focal point. I don't like it.
I thought your face was the focal point.
I don't like a shirt without a sponsor.
No, there you go.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a good time to talk about the away shirt quickly. We'll gloss over that.
Black.
Opinions?
It's not black.
It's grey.
It's charcoal.
It's definitely not black.
I haven't
It's not
seen it
black.
live, so I refrain from commenting on this
It's not
because
black.
I'm clearly wrong.
It's either a light black or a very dark
Is it
charcoal.
the
Same colour as
No,
this
you
table.
can't have light black.
Yeah, you
Black
can.
is not a colour, it is a shade of grey.
Or washed out black.
It's an absence of light.
It's charcoal, alright?
It's charcoal.
It's charcoal. We're going with that one. It's charcoal.
Definitely charcoal.
It's not black.
I heard it was going to be pink a
I'm
very
gonna
long
cry
time
now.
ago.
Shut up, Emily.
I really wanted a pink one.
No, you missed that pink
One
one back in
season.
2013 and it was horrible.
Oh, sorry.
We'll get it
It
back.
was horrible.
What a disgrace of a kit that was. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
The black and pink one was
Wore
horrible.
it at Millwall away. That's probably one of the best starts of my life.
That was- Did you go to that one?
The 3-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the only Millwall
I
away game I've not
I
been
turned
to.
up in the night, going to the ground at the 19th minute. Literally stood in for about 15 seconds. Millwall scored. Then we were 3-0 down. I thought, what was the point in this? And then all of a sudden, like the resurrection of baby Jesus, and they were 3-0.
The second greatest story ever told, that the resurrection of Jesus, behind the Lion King.
The Lion
That's
King
That's the greatest story ever
is based
told.
on Hamlet. True story.
Is it?
Apparently,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
based on Swedish or Danish
Yeah,
thing.
Is it
that
Hans Christian Andersen?
the little white lion or something.
Hamlet
I saw on Twitter earlier.
is a Danish play.
Okay,
It's set in Denmark.
Excellent.
right.
Don't be testing me on Shakespeare. Shakespeare's my boy.
James is part Danish.
Like
Is it?
one
lot of pastries this morning.
1/16th. My great granddad.
Jenkins, is that a Danish name?
Exceptional name.
Technically, it's yeah.
Is it like Jensen?
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Son of Yen. Are you the
Son
son
of
of
Yen.
Yen?
I am son of Yen.
Son
My
of Yen.
great granddad was Danish.
Well, there you go.
You learn something new every day, folks.
Every day is a school day.
Yeah.
What colour's the kit?
Charcoal.
Charcoal.
It's black. What
I
colour's
like
this?
it, though.
What colour's this
Oh,
desk?
Quite like it.
You like it?
It's
I
alright.
think it lacks a little bit of something else.
You know what? When I first saw it, I was a bit like,
Oh, it's black. I'll tell you
Alright
what.
then.
I'll tell you what is good
Dark,
about it.
dark colours are slimming. I'm happy.
however, when I
I
saw
wish they
the
would.
players in it, I
I'm
need
happy, I'm
one.
happy with it.
My swimming costume's black. I feel very slim
Oh,
in it.
come on.
You look very slim today, James.
I can't tell if she's winding me up or not. She's sleeping on there. She's sleeping on here tonight.
It's my house.
Welcome
don't give a
to
fuck.
my house.
Pete's
Yeah.
house now.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what is good about
Pardon? Obrigado.
Well, the outtakes today.
I know, yeah, this could be a
A
lot
wrap.
of editing. I'll tell you what is good about our black kit is you can wear it out and
Yeah.
it not be obvious it's a football kit. Other than the horrible sponsor on the front, no offence, Boyle, love you, you're my boys. At least the black kit you can pass off as casual wear. Whereas if you're wearing a bright yellow kit,
It's quite obvious.
yeah,
I like it.
I
Yeah, I'm very happy with it.
Okay.
and it's not pink, which I'm happy about because that's a bird's colour.
Ugh.
Ugh,
That's sexism.
birds.
Yeah.
Chris likes purple.
Chris does like
Get
bird.
some bears in James.
Yeah, lads.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be washing up? Way!
Hey, what do you know?
That's why you have a dishwasher.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's called Emily. Way!
Hey.
Outrage.
Where were we?
Where were we?
Being disgraceful, I think.
We were.
Okay, 4 games, pre-season.
Don't care.
You can stay out of this one because you don't like pre-season. So this does not. This affects us 4. You can go and spit on the wall again.
No one's going to understand that, assuming you cut the speed.
Watch the outtake. Well, I'll tweet the outtake. 4 games. Technically, unless we play by this stupid pre-season tournament, we technically haven't lost.
Not lost.
Except for the 2 penalty shootouts that we cleared.
Dang,
Not lost.
I just said, unless you play
Not
with
lost.
stupid...
Oh, right, so if you ignore the results...
Game of football.
We've done all right.
Games of football last 90 minutes.
Technically.
We have not lost.
Okay.
Cup games don't count because they're crap. Who wants to win a Mickey Mouse Cup?
Right, so are we still in
I was waiting for that, dude.
Euro 90, whatever, when we went on?
Euro
96.
96.
Yeah.
When's the final of that, assuming we're still in
I
it?
was-
19, back in 1996.
We never lost that. It don't
No.
count. As Chris says so.
This is what I mean though by encouragement. I think the 90-minute performances, while they've been shaky at times, we've had plenty of bad points. It's been pretty impressive. I think the two teams we were playing out there were of an okay standard. Weren't phenomenal, but they were okay. And it was more on their terms, like the heat out there, conditioning was more suited to them because they were Portuguese teams anyway, weren't they?
Yeah.
So they're used to the heat. So I thought we did pretty well. Was it 1-1 and 2-2?
Yes.
I thought the results were pretty good out there.
The result,
and I thought football we played was okay.
The one thing I would agree with Mark about when it comes to pre-season is ignore the result. Because
unless you win
6-0 and you can get carried
it.
away and start lumping £1,000 on with Boyle Sport for your side to win the league, gamble responsibly. But
you don't gamble responsibly.
No, I don't gamble.
You are the worst gambler in the world.
Yeah. Please gamble responsibly because you'll end up like me.
You haven't told this about that one yet, have you?
Don't know what you edit that one. No, but it's the performance is what you want to see.
Yeah.
And I think the performances we have seen, the first, obviously, the more you play, the more you start to play this system, the more the players get used to this system.
Yeah.
The better they're going to get at it.
Yeah.
In theory, the principle behind it. So, the later the two that we've just had gone against Swindon in the closed doors friendly and at Bristol Rovers, I think the performances were good enough to give hope for the season.
Yeah.
And the performances of certain players I think were very promising. Going into the season.
Yeah, I think we lined up first game. Obviously, I think the main thing to take away as well, we haven't seen the full strongest lineup play together as one.
McGowan hasn't played, and
I said full strongest, not. I said strong, not.
Going shade over there.
No, I'm alright. I'm alright with Max.
James nodded it over at the right first.
He's at it again.
By the barest of margins.
I am the Magoma
Barest of all margins.
No, I just don't think he's going to fit in the system.
Magoma?
Are you going to play him as a wing back?
I'd play him up top.
Yeah, I'd play him as an option off the bench if we want to change the game.
Off the shoulder of G.
Nah.
I'd play him up top with Duke.
I think Vassar's looked really good this pre-season.
Vassar, you want to get rid of?
Yes.
The same Vass.
The
same Vassar you were saying, let's definitely get rid of him.
Yeah.
Mark's wrong.
Yeah.
He's not going to do anything. He's now playing well.
Yes.
Odd that.
Yeah, odd that.
You just like being right, don't
Sometimes
you?
people have to accept that they make mistakes with their opinions and views.
Are you still going?
They do.
I'm going to stand here and say that if we could have got better than Vassar, I'd have sold him for the 2 million. We're not going to sign anyone though, are we? We're not going to get anyone that's better. So Mark, in that sense,
Better than Vassal?
Sorry, shh. Say that again.
Mark, you're right.
Mark was right. Okay.
Yes.
Why?
You got that, yeah?
You've got to say it all.
Got that. Why was Mark right?
I don't know. Talking about something about a striker or something. I don't know.
Vassell, we haven't. In my opinion, haven't seen enough of him to really make
It's a fair.
Yeah.
Almost
That's
the same
correct.
as Mark Roberts.
almost same as Mark Roberts.
It's a fair point.
Correct.
Like I
Vassell's
say-
missus won't have a go at you on Twitter.
Well, Magoma, I personally don't think he's going to fit in as a starting 11 because he's not going to play as a wing back. Because we always play him off the left, and for a left wing back, we need a left-footed player.
Yeah.
He's not really left-footed. He cuts in on his right.
Would you play Keita?
At the minute, yes, but that is the one position I think is desperately, as well as a striker, those two positions we really need to strengthen. Right wing back's fine. We've got Max, we've got Wes, and we've got Cogley. Like Max will start.
Wes is the centre half.
Yeah, I know he will, but if you needed to move someone there, you could move Wes there.
You could.
You could move Wes. I know he's going to play him as a right side centre half.
Yeah.
But left wing back, we've got Seddon, who's looked quite good, but is he ready to start consistently?
Are you asking me, or is that an opinion? Is that a fact?
I've seen him twice last season, and both times he stood out because he looked composed on the ball.
See, we got opinions
wing back
outside of
or
Blues.
Full back at Stevenage,
Yeah.
and then it was Wimbledon, wasn't it? And I think it was a full
Fullback there, wasn't he?
But
But it's a very attacking fullback.
yeah,
But
Regardless.
playing fullback shows that the defensive capability is there. The defensive side of it is obviously there if he's had a full season playing fullback.
Yeah.
At Bristol Rovers, it was evident Pep was absolutely desperate to get him up as far as possible and as quickly as possible. Every time the ball came into the midfield, the message was get gone.
It was the same as on the right hand side of Michael. Max was basically playing as a striker the whole game.
Well, Harley Dean was overlapping at stages.
Yeah.
Now, I'm excited about the future, but I'm not excited enough to be happy about Harley Dean overlapping Max Collan on the right hand side and leaving the gaps that they were leaving. But
when you got Mark at the back, anything.
Well, yeah, that's fair point. Yeah.
I would quite like to see Pedersen play left wing back.
I'd like to see him sold.
You don't like Pedersen.
I do not like Pedersen.
The thing is, right, I thought when he played on left wing, he was fantastic. He did it twice. I thought he was amazing. And I knew it was going to happen. I don't know why, I just had this mystic feeling.
Being very liberal with your words there.
I am.
Amazing.
I'm feeling very
Fantastic.
and floaty today because it's sunny.
It's too hot.
That's probably why it's all getting to my head.
I'm too ginger for this shit.
For God's sake. Too ginger.
Continue.
But I like Pedersen as a more attacking player. I just question his defensive ability.
And me.
Yeah.
I concur.
So
I've got a good, intriguing question. Who jab between the sticks?
Cam.
Oh, the sticks.
Joe Hart.
Those dreaded sticks.
I'll do it.
Emily. I know Chebs.
Yeah, they'll block everything.
Yeah.
We're Big Gill.
That's it.
Mike Taylor is back up.
Bring up the old remains of Gill, yeah.
Oh, Colin Doyle. Legend.
Bart Gremick. Before your time.
Should we just quick sell all our goalkeepers and just buy someone in?
It's not FIFA.
I know.
30 coins each.
Yeah, that's what they're worth. Alright, I'm sorry.
I'm going to be
if he shifts his weight,
not Cam.
if he shifts his weight,
we all know
and we all say clean slate, you know.
Apparently,
everybody starts afresh. If he shifts his weight, he can fuck off to Coventry. No.
We're on about camp or stuff.
Yes, agree. No one needs to say anything more. That's it, done.
Jacob, you want to weigh in on this one?
His answer.
Camp starts. Stockdale earns his prize back.
Exactly that.
Okay, yeah, no, I agree with that. To be fair,
Camp starts. Stockdale deletes his Twitter.
Correct.
And focuses on his football.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Somebody goes round to his house and takes those takeaway menus off the fridge.
do you remember when he came back the first day of pre-season?
Yes.
What a
that image is firmly fixed in the frontal lobal portion of my brain.
In the spank bank.
Head.
How can you be a professional footballer and be that big?
Correct.
Like, how is that allowed?
Well,
bloke anyway.
correct is probably that's a very fair question to ask.
Yeah, I genuinely am so confused as to why he was allowed to get that
The
big.
problem is, it wouldn't be so bad if he didn't spend the whole of last season telling
Doing
everyone who would
nothing.
listen, doing nothing, and telling everyone who would listen,
All
I just
I-
want to play.
all I
I just
wanna
want to
do
play.
is play
Get in the
football.
gym. Get in the gym
Yeah.
and prove it then, mate.
Correct.
Don't give it all the bollocks on Twitter. I just need the chance and I don't know why I'm kicked out.
Yeah.
I just want to play it. Well, why are
You've
you?
got a professional contract.
I agree.
Yeah, why are you the same size as me?
like his beard. That's quickly gone, hasn't it? Like, I think he got ridiculed for that.
For me, Camp did no worse than every other goalkeeper last season.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper is always highlighted and is always an easy scapegoat. I think
Yeah.
Didn't Camp keep more clean sheets than Stockdale?
Yeah.
But it's the same as...
12 or 13.
Talk about absence...
That'll be the defence, that one.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Talk about absence
That'll
makes
be
the
the
heart grow
defence.
fonder. Bielik, who is now apparently Maldini,
Yeah.
we're desperate for him back.
Yeah.
I can't remember him lighting the world up,
No.
but apparently I
But he can
missed
pass the
one.
ball
But
10
he-
yards. Just
But
that's
he said
the-
he enjoyed it,
that's the
so
magic.
he
It's
enjoyed it
just
at
silly.
Blue, so therefore he's class.
Yeah, that's the game.
Stockdale, who everyone hated 2 seasons ago, is now the second coming of De Gea. He might have eaten De Gea, but he ain't as good as him. But now, because he hasn't been here for it,
Excellent
again,
analysis.
thank you.
Yeah. No,
Come for the joke,
yeah.
stay for the hard-hitting journalism.
Yeah. That's right.
But we've all, Blues fans I don't know, are we forgetful? Are we desperate for success?
I
that
actually
we
think we're quite, not forgiving. I
A
think
lot,
we're solid.
Naive.
a lot of it If you went round St Andrews and asked season ticket holders, you know, what do you think of what do you think of Stockdale? B, Camp or Stockdale? You'll find a lot of them will go Camp.
That's true.
You ask people
the
on
vocal
Twitter.
Minority.
You ask people on Twitter, kids under 20. No disrespect to kids under 20, but you can be a bit knobby sometimes.
The football Twitter virgins.
Yeah,
we call them.
It's so easy. Stocko's replied to me. I'm going to be his best mate now forever. And and that's. Well, I don't think he'll ever reply to anything I've got to say to him.
He comes across as a nice bloke when you talk to him. I will say that about him.
And I'm sure he is a nice bloke.
And I'm sure he is because he's got a reason not to be.
And people have said when he's done his bit for Blues to and gone round to people's houses towards the back end of the last season. I think there was one occasion where he turned up with Morrison, and Blues only put the fact that Morrison was there and stuff like that. But you've made yourself this hole for what you've done before. And you play on this. I'm so hard done by and stuff like that on Twitter, and people have bought into it.
Which is fine.
To go back, camp until Stockdale gets his chance. Maybe in a cup competition, and let's see if he sets the world alight. All
that stuff might be true. They might have frozen him out unfairly. He may be made a scapegoat. He may be desperate to play. He may be banging on Monk's door and Monk didn't want to know. Might all be completely true. If that's the case, stay in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't turn up on the first day of training looking like you did.
That's Santa.
Yes.
He did though, didn't he?
Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah.
He looks in better shape now than he did at the start of pre-season. However, but
I'm 30. It gave me hope that there's still a career. But and the whole I've seen a lot of people. Oh, but look how much he's lost. Like if I didn't have to work and I had full-time coaches telling me how to lose weight, I'd have lost weight.
And your meals prepared for you, and
and those takeaway menus off the fridge.
You love the takeaway menus, don't you?
No.
Yeah, you
Not
do.
2 weeks before Orlando.
Oh yeah, of course you're going to America. We won't get into that one.
Yeah, we'll discuss that.
It's a conversation for after.
That's for the American podcast.
Yeah, this is now 4 we've got lined up for Mark. Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Megan Rapinoe's a bitch.
Bftv here, live from San Francisco.
But everyone here is homeless.
Nailed down there. Absolutely spot on. So we played Swindon. There's 2 points coming from this. So we played Swindon. We played a half team.
Yes.
First point is that obviously that team won 6-1. We then won 2-1 the other day.
Yes.
Is the quality of Swindon compared to Bristol Rovers isn't gulfs apart. So do the players that played against Swindon stake a better claim than the ones that played against Bristol Rovers? Per se, Harding at centre back.
Yeah.
Instead of, I don't know, who do we play as a 3 at the back? Who do we play as 3 at the back?
Pedersen, Roberts.
Pedersen, Dean Roberts. As opposed to Dacres, Cogley.
Dacres, Cogley won't play as a centre back.
Redmond, was it?
Yeah, Redmond's looked alright. But what I'm saying is, do they stake a better claim? So Cater played at left back instead of left wing back instead of Seddon. Does he stake a better claim at the minute? We're talking about like the half and half squads. Does Cater stake a better
individual analysis?
Personally, don't care.
Personally, I couldn't give a flying fuck, Joe. No, personally, I really enjoyed watching Seddon on Saturday. Maybe that is just the fact that we've had Pedersen last season and it was the flat 4-4-2.
Flat being the key word.
And you knew what was coming, and you knew exactly what every player was going to do. And we had Magoma on the left and cutting inside. Yeah. Yes, we didn't have that. We didn't have that extra option. But on Saturday, Mark Roberts was more than happy to ping diagonals, and Seddon was bombing up and down that. Cater can do it as well. I'm almost certain of it. Cater could do that.
No, you're shaking your head. I thought he did more going forward in the first half than Seddon did.
I think it's good though because at least now we can't be moaning that we haven't got backups. Because at least then we know that our squad is stronger in depth.
Of those two.
I think wing backs.
I think
You said we're happy. I think we're all right wing back. I think you've got Keita and Seddon. You could play Pedersen there if you had to. You could play Magoma there if you had to. But actually, you've got two that do play there, and you've got three that do play there on the right hand side. I think wing back is the one thing that, if we started the season with what we've got now at wing back, I'm comfortable.
Okay. So
It's still the midfield for me. Central midfield.
So I'll pose a different question. Who starts the first game of the season? You got 30 seconds. Name your squad. We'll go round. Name your squad first game of the season.
The whole squad.
The whole squad. The whole 24-man squad.
People.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have everybody. Everybody can come along. Yeah.
Yeah.
Camp.
I said 30 seconds, not 30.
Dean, Roberts, Pedersen.
Boo.
Colin, Seddon. Gary Gardner. Dan Crowley. Odin Bailey. Djukovic and Magoma.
Many a head twists there from myself. Quickly.
Just name me your changes.
Stick that up your podcast.
I can't remember.
My mind's blown. Mark,
Camp and goal.
come back to him.
Camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd go the same back three.
Yes.
Seddon and Colin.
Yeah.
In the middle, Gary Gardner and... yeah, I'd have to go Crowley. And then, I don't think we've got enough players that suit that role yet.
I think we do. I think we've got too many in camp, but there you go.
I got one of your cat's hairs in my mouth.
I've got them everywhere. Literally, I just spoke and it blew out my mouth. So.
Anyway,
I landed in mine.
those two, and then I'm just going to stick Duke up top, and then whoever else wants to play.
Okay. Mark.
Same as Chris, but instead of Magoma, Vassell.
Okay.
Fair point. Jacob?
Yeah.
I like the simplicity.
I'm same as Chris.
You going same as Chris?
Exactly the same.
I don't.
Same as Chris.
I thought Bailey would be.
I'll have Mags in behind with Vassell and Duke up top.
It's fair point.
That's
a bit of an
that's more
experienced one,
feasible.
conservative.
Yeah, that's more feasible.
What confuses me?
What's
is-
Jude's natural position?
Striker.
I'd maybe throw
But he could
Jude.
probably. He
Just-
just
plays a camp.
just for the
I'll
lols.
say-
Oh yeah,
If I
but Jude
turn
Bellingham
on-
won't play first team football next season, will they, boys?
No, you said he was a regular 46 game starts.
No, I never. I didn't say that, did I?
Oh, don't forget me!
You weren't there.
We'll go and get the footage. No, he's pretty much sure.
He'd be on the bench. He'd be on the bench for
bench.
most games this season, I think.
He'll get his chances.
Yeah.
I think that I'll go with the same back five as you at the minute, plus Camp and goal.
When you had a go at me for not picking Keita,
Yeah,
nobody else has gone Keita over.
I can't stand Keita.
No.
I'm just going with it because I think he offers more, but I think he'll go with Seddon.
Oh, okay.
Like personally,
Right.
I'm telling you what I think he'll go with.
Yes.
He'll go with Gardner. He'll go with Davis.
Yes.
Then he'll go with Crowley in Cam,
Okay.
and he'll go with Vassell and Duke up top.
Possible.
And I think that we talk about we don't have enough in Cam. We've got Emrabti as well. We've got
Oh God, I forgot about him.
Do you know what?
And
That
Bailey.
sums up.
Jude.
That sums
sums him
up
up,
his
doesn't it?
performance on Saturday.
I thought it was okay.
I didn't see nowhere near enough of Marabti.
Right.
So much so, 3 days later, I forgot we even had him as a player.
Yeah.
Mark's
favourite player in here, Emrabti.
He makes good cars. He looks like Elon Musk.
He does look like Elon Musk. It's a very valid point. Okay, Dan Crowley, ever so quickly. Good
Yeah.
acquisition, 700 grand plus add-ons. Bargain.
Nearly bought him myself.
Might be the greatest thing that's ever happened at Birmingham City.
behind
Behind
Carson Young here.
Peter Enkelman. Yeah. No, I think we've been so desperate for somebody to be able to put their foot on the ball. So desperate for somebody to be able to turn in possession.
Do you remember that Spanish geezer we had that one time? That guy played on the right wing. Hotter, I think it was.
Oh, Hotter.
The guy supposed to put his foot on the ball.
Yeah. But Crowley, in the first 15 minutes, I know it's only a friendly, in the first 15 minutes against Swindon, he received the ball on the turn.
Made it look stupid.
Now, when this might be difficult for Blues fans to understand, but sometimes when you control the ball, you can do it whilst moving as well, and it sort of makes it beneficial to the team, and you can move a little bit quicker forward as a team.
When was the last time we
It's
saw
very
that?
interesting. If you watch any other football match, other teams seem to be able to do
Literally
it.
any other football match.
Any other football
Go down the park.
It's quite interesting. You'll see it happen quite a lot. But he can do that. It's really amazing. Quite something. No, but we've been so desperate for it.
I saw a comment on Twitter. It was like something like Crowley. Some people concerned over Crowley's fitness. Don't worry, like he's made up for it. He had to like run and chase a 2-mile David Davis touch. Pinged off his foot by 2 miles.
In no time.
Yeah.
Literally. And I thought like it's kind of true. Like we have missed it. And Rapti's got a decent touch. I think he's a decent player, and I don't think he's looked too bad. He's just looked not as good as Crowley. Yeah.
You know, he is a footballer that the ball comes to him, and before it arrives at his foot, he knows what he's doing with it. He knows where everybody else is, and to have that in the midfield, he's going to be so priceless, and he's going to be so loved at this club because of that, and because of And again, I don't want to disrespect them, but it might not necessarily be their fault because they haven't been asked to do it. But the likes of Clifton Belden and Craig Gardner and David Davis for the last 3 years now have been bypassed by managers because it's what suited the team. So to actually have a midfielder who you can actually go through and you can actually use in a footballing sense, he's going to be loved.
We are talking him up to be the worst player we've ever had.
Almost certainly.
about to say.
Either that or he does his ACL.
You want it to be like the return of Diego Fabrini.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to be. Do you remember like quality in that first couple of months? Did a few flip flops, came back absolutely garbage.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that. Could do a few tricks and that was it. But
Made a great first impression though.
Well, Crowley, yeah. Well, was it?
No, Madonna.
Have you seen her recently?
Not great.
Oh.
She weren't great.
Oh.
At Eurovision, did you see Eurovision?
She was
Oh
a
God, no.
disaster at Eurovision.
Wow.
Was it Madonna scored 1 goal, 2 assists?
Madonna 1 goal, 2 assists, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was. So yeah, he's
One
going to be
line of
like,
coke by the looks of it.
So we're still short of a few players. We were
If you're watching,
That's probably slander.
If you're watching a match,
It was
I do apologise.
If you are watching, retire.
That was a bit abrupt.
That was it.
Just retire.
Stop lip syncing at concerts.
Yeah.
My parents paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
Parents paid money to go and see her. That's bad enough as it
It was
is.
like 10 years ago.
That's still bad enough as it is.
And if
Very
Neil Diamond's
first
watching,
time. That's her, isn't it?
start lip syncing at concerts because you can't sing live anymore.
You're ruthless today.
Sorry.
Who's put 50p in you today?
Luckily, the only people who watch this are sitting in this room at the
Yeah.
moment. So
What Jacob doesn't know is yet that like Chris actually watches it in the bath. So does Jack,
I'd love to deny it.
but he can't. Ever get a message come through? Pod out yet?
Yeah.
I'm in the bath. I'm waiting. I'm like, it's so weird.
Bath time.
stop lifting the curtain, Jimbo.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Breaking the
The
third
thin
wall.
veil of our private lives for all to see.
Okay, so it's going to be an interesting rest of pre-season. But enough of that. Let's talk about the women's quickly, Chris.
Bird ball.
Bird ball. Your knowledge is there for all to see. Me and Mark are going to try and come.
We're going to come to
He's
the
got
Man United game.
he's got his own reasons for going.
16th of December.
That's alarming, that is.
Chris,
Assuming
The Australian order hasn't gone through by that point.
The Australian order, yeah.
If you didn't already, go and read his article, by the way.
Yeah, it's well,
It was actually
well
a really,
worth
really good article.
well worth it.
Very-
It's wound a few people up.
Quite a few good and
Others really
weird
good.
responses on Facebook. A
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of responses on Facebook across
Oh.
the many
Good
pages.
or bad, or I don't know. I don't
Very
read
communicative.
Communicative.
I don't think that's a word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm happy with community.
The question is, do we have a bird ball team at the moment, or are they all just left? I know we've signed that lovely American girl.
Brianna Vasala, yeah.
That's a big fan of her.
Yes.
how fluid he was with that.
Right now, we have a team. However, we might need a few extras for the subs bench at the
How many's
moment.
a few?
I think as we stand, we've got 13.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
So 9 have left in the summer.
Aoife's just gone, actually.
Aoife Mannion has left to join City, Man City, to join Ellen White. Funnily enough, my feelings of people leaving to join Man City is normally very negative. As it stands, of the 9 that have left, Aoife and Ellen moving to City are the 2 that I'm most at ease with, because they're moving to try and better themselves, and for financially they'll be better, but more importantly for them, especially Aoife, international recognition will now come now she's at Man City, because it's a lot easier for Phil Neville to pick Man City players than it is Blues players, considering he's been at Blues once in the time in the 18 months he's been England manager. The other seven is a difficult one for me to swallow, because there's players there that have been desperate for first team football in the last 6 months. A lot of them, if they'd have stayed, would have absolutely walked into our first team now.
So what's actually going on? Because that's something that I can't seem to get grips with.
Well, what can you say?
So the one thing categorically for certain, Mark Skinner left to join Orlando back in January. It's my understanding that certain players would have preferred the Bristol coach, Tanya Oxtoby, who was a coach under Mark at Blues before she left to join Bristol as their manager. She was the preferred option of some players. I believe she was the preferred option of the general manager, Heather Cohen. And then all of a sudden, Marta is announced as manager out of completely nowhere. I mean, we're talking respected far more respected than me, women's football journalists who didn't know what her background was,
Spanish,
what her credentials was. She's Spanish. She's worked.
That's interesting.
Mark knows. Obviously, Mark's much more respected.
Hang on, she's Spanish. What, from Chile? Did you just say that?
No, she was Chile coach.
Does my head in.
She was coach of the Chile national side, which I think is where James was coming from. She coached the Peruvian national side.
Speak English.
If you look at her background, she's got a lot of coaching history from different parts of the world, but it has not gone to plan. Results were good, but harmony within the squad, clearly, for me, I'm only speaking from myself. That's the only thing I can ever do. I'm not going to speak on behalf of a whole fan base.
Yeah.
And the reaction I've had from the piece and various other tweets I've put out has been negative from other fans. So a lot of people have disagreed with me. I have seen a squad go in January from the moment Mark left. When Marta walked through the door, I've seen a squad that has known that their contracts are up in the summer, and
bided their time.
And that is their decision. For me, their decision was made the moment Marta walked through the door that they were going to be leaving this summer.
But don't you think, in a way, that's a bit wrong, because surely they're there to do a job at the same time?
Absolutely.
Because we'd be criticising the men's team. Me being a woman, I can say this without getting slandered on Twitter.
I'll do my best.
I think the men's team, if the players weren't performing for a manager, we'd be slaughtering them. So why are we not slaughtering
as we have done
the women as such?
We've spoke about Michael Morrison leaving.
Yeah.
I saw a few people saying, he's a club. He's got the club at heart. He's been a brilliant servant. He's been there through thick and thin. I don't see the thin from Michael Morrison. I saw Michael Morrison disappear for 4 months under Zola. They could play one game under him with various injuries. And he might have been injured, but we didn't see him under Zola.
Shared some similar injuries.
Yes,
yeah.
He disappeared on the pitch. He was a wreck under Cottrell. That we did not see the same Michael Morrison. So, you make the point that if a new manager comes in and the players don't respond, then the players have a responsibility to give that manager a chance.
Yeah.
I would argue that a number of those players never gave Marta the chance at all.
Yeah.
From the moment she walked through the door.
Fair.
And I think women's football has got a tendency to, because the women's players are so accessible and they do speak to supporters. There is a sense that they can do no wrong. But for me, I'm a Blues fan. I'm a Blues women fan. I'm not a supporter of individuals. I'm a Blues women fan, and I think they've let the club down. And I said it in the piece. For me, I feel it's been a mutiny of Birmingham City Women's Football Club, which has been organised and not organised and planned like they've they didn't write it down and stuff.
It's almost been orchestrated.
But I think chats between themselves in training and things like that.
Yeah.
2 of the players have gone to Bristol where Tanya's coached. That was done very quickly early on in the summer.
Yeah.
One's joined Man United. That's
my second team.
That's dubious.
You really don't like Man United?
No, not particularly. One's joined Tottenham. They've come the same as Man United. They've come up this season. It's not an improvement. 2 have joined Villa, and they're a league below us. The less said about them, the better. And Paige Williams also left, but that hasn't been announced where she's going yet. It's rumoured to be abroad. If she moves abroad, she's done it before. I can't knock her for wanting to prove herself abroad, and she is one of the genuinely nicer players that I've come across. I know I've just said nice people, get the easy way out, but yeah. So, and that's where we stand. We've officially brought 2 in: Abby Grant, a striker, and Brie Visali, a midfielder who left West Ham this summer. I thought she was West Ham's best player when they played us last season.
And me.
So that's you were impressed, weren't you? So yeah, there's a couple of positives there, but we need tons. We need 6 or 7 more.
I was about to say, how many do we need?
I'd say 6 or 7.
It's closing in though. I know we don't start.
I think there's about, where are we now? Towards the end of July. Yeah, but a month and a half, I'd say, about 5 weeks left of the window.
Both teams cutting it close with the transfers.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
we need 3 or 4 in the first team.
Yeah.
The men's team. We've got 2 weeks.
This is all part of a big plan. We're going to be the first intergender English football team.
Possible.
We are revolutionary.
Yeah.
You said this.
We're changing the way people look at life in general. Yeah.
People just don't appreciate
the
moves that we're making.
Mm-hmm.
Up the bird ball and up the geezer ball. Combined.
Making waves.
Big geezer ball.
We are massive.
Yeah.
We are. Anyone else want to add anything else before we do round it up?
Duke.
What about Duke?
Yeah.
Duke.
I think Duke's just been a star. He's alright.
The thing with Duke is, when he was younger, he wasn't as good looking as he is now.
I didn't mean that.
He's definitely got better looking.
Goodness me, that's a great point, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm glad we brought that up.
I thought he was cute when he was younger as well.
When you tweet this out, tell people just to skip to this.
So am I. Not a boy, but
we've seen no proof of
that. That's
that.
a startling revelation, that is.
Yeah, these are fake.
That's staying that.
I'll be honest, I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
When he was younger, he wasn't the best looking.
Yeah.
But now he's
He's a handsome.
Is that what you wanted to?
I'm staring at him now. That's a rugged, handsome young boy.
God, he's gorgeous.
He is.
What a dreamboat.
Thank you.
But anyway, enough of Jaquob. Look at Duke.
He's been offered that he's negotiating a new contract. Is that right?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, you done well for yourself, haven't you? How much they're offering you?
Whoa.
Stop with the jokes.
Jacob's got a new deal.
Get a new contract today.
Okay.
Yes, he has been offered a new contract.
Yeah.
Which I suppose, as our only recognised goal scorer now, he's well within his rights to do so.
Thoroughly deserved.
Yeah, nice for him to be Duke.
He's having half a Shay's money.
Harley Dean wore the captain's armband on Saturday.
Yes.
Are we happy with that, or do we give it Duke?
He was captain, wasn't he, for a little bit? No, for us.
Oh, okay,
for a very short period.
I don't
when
know.
Cottrell was just kind of picking names out of the hat and throwing, close his eyes, throw the captain out of the fence, see where it lands.
It's Harley Dean's, obviously he's like the leading candidate, but the only thing that stands out for me is when Duke was captain for one game last season.
Yeah.
And like, was it Sean Rush tweeted like how much it meant to him to be captain?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that stands out for me.
We've had this
Otherwise,
conversation before, though.
yeah,
Does it matter?
It doesn't
Does it make any difference?
You should have 11 captains on the first.
Hey, look at that.
Hey.
It's not like a cricket captain who actually makes a difference and changes the game.
I'd
A
argue
football
you should
captain.
need 11 captains on a cricket
Oh
field.
God, here we go. Mr. Motivator over here.
Motivate.
In football, does the captain make any difference whatsoever? Not really.
He has a nice armband.
Okay, he gets
You know when they shake hands at the start and have the photos.
it's important you get the grip right.
Do you want Duke?
That's true, yeah.
I think Harley Dean's quite a
If
good
we're gonna
player
sell, if we're
as
gonna
well.
sell Prince,
no, he shaved his hair off.
Yeah, but he's got that intimidation.
He's got a
to
I
nut
don't
head
think he
now.
has to be captain,
Yeah.
no.
But it's gorgeous.
He's
I know,
intimidating,
yeah.
yeah. He's a bit rugged, isn't he? But nah, Duke's a winner.
See, it's quite interesting. I think both. You know, if Dean gets it, he is that guy who you could see shouting and ranting and raving. Whereas last season we were praising Morrison's captaincy because he was a calm, composed figure, but obviously well respected.
We
in the
can't-
dressing room,
We
but-
can't say we want to be different to the club that we have been and then have Harley Dean as
Okay.
captain from...
Question, which is possibly the most important bit: does anyone in that dressing room beat their chest as hard as Craig Gardner? Surely that is
Well, he's got
captain
to be
material.
club captain, hasn't
I
he?
nearly made a very
Remember when
weird...
Paul
Captain of the
Robinson was
world.
club captain.
Yeah.
But like obviously never played because.
Yeah.
But he didn't beat his chest
Paul
hard enough.
No, all I'm
What I'm
gonna
gonna say is
Oh,
when he scored and he beat his chest. Imagine when we win a game and he's coach.
I guarantee he broke a rib.
broke a rib.
Punched
I
a
love
hole
Craig.
in his own lung. He was that happy.
He's gonna need medical assistance after every game.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna stop doing that. He's gonna start uppercutting himself.
I'll help him out
But
Aye, with what?
if he needs help.
This podcast is taking its time.
Get out.
it really has.
You can tell it's 30
I
odd
think
degrees.
it's time to wrap it up.
You all at Brighton?
Will we? Yeah, who's going? Anybody going?
No, pre-season's pointless.
Yeah, shut up you. Was it, you're out of every pre-season conversation because it doesn't count because I know your
I'll be
opinions.
there because pre-season's important.
You're gonna beat your chest there. Yeah, okay. I think that rounds it up. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us. Sorry, it's been.
Was that?
Yeah,
Me.
me.
Yeah,
On
me
my
for
channel.
me.
Me?
My
I stuck that knife in there. Sorry.
My David Davis shirt.
That's in my house. It's in Emily's house.
Although, who's sitting in the prime chair, the host chair?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you, is it, kid?
Okay,
Yeah.
let me start this one again. Thank you for joining us on Emily's podcast this
Yep.
week.
Makes sense.
Chris, thank you.
Pleasure.
Jacob, as over.
Thank you.
Thank you for blinding the audience with your teeth.
Doesn't matter with that.
So gorgeous.
Mark, thank you for criticising pre-season and spitting on my wall.
No props.
And then, thank you.
For being the token girl.
Just
Now go and do some cleaning.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm on my way.
Whoa!
Okay, go follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and all the other relevant.
follow me.
Yeah, go follow Mark. Go follow Chris, Jacob. We're all on Twitter somewhere. You'll find us. We're in the bio with the Twitter. And subscribe, like it. Don't forget, and comment on all the topics. And we'll try and get into some next
Every
week.
one of them.
Every single
Every
one,
single one.
including Bird Ball.
Bird Ball.
Especially Burple.
Bird Ball. He likes it. But that's everything. Thanks very much, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, right.